Welcome to Off the Dirt with Allie and Joe, presented by M&M Septic Services. This is a production of the American All-Star Series. This is episode 8 called The Designer. I'm Allie Stedman, and I'm joined tonight with my co-host as well as the CEO of the American All-Star Series, Joe Rush. Joe, how are you doing tonight?
I'm great. We've already got our first viewer of the night. First comment here from Ricky Green. Should be running to 604 this week, but I'm going to have to keep working on him for that.
Yeah, for sure. This week, we are live on all of our social media accounts, my personal Facebook page as well as Joe's personal Facebook page, our American All-Stars Facebook page, Off the Dirt with Allie and Joe Facebook page, Twitter, Twitch, as well as YouTube, and we are on Dirt Media as well right now.
That's right. Don't forget to check out our website, crateracing.com. We'll take you to all the news and information you need for the American All-Star Series, rules, membership forms, everything that you could possibly need. We're getting our sponsors updated for the 2022 season on the website now. And we've got one of our great ones that'll be joining us here in just a few minutes for tonight. But I want to mention Off the Dirt merch. You can get T-shirts like Allie's got on. We have hats with the logo on it that are really cool. They're high-quality Richardson hats, I believe. Are they what number Richardsons are they, Allie?
Richardson 112.
They're Richardson 112. So, that's a hat that a lot of people like to wear. So let us know if you need any Off the Dirt merch. We had a lot of people checking it out this weekend at the trade show as well.
Yep. So PM us, DM us, whatever you want to call it, on our personal Facebook pages or our series or the Off the Dirt Facebook page. But this week, segment 1 of Off the Dirt is brought to you by Firefly Token. They're back for segment 1. Firefly Token is a unique high burn token that rewards long-term holders with a team of dedicated developers and engaged community. It's also a token you can feel good about investing in. Each transfer or sale incurs a 15% burn rate, 5% of which goes directly to a charitable cause. For us at Firefly, the primary cause we support is the conservation of fireflies. The global population is approaching extinction, and with your support, we hope to reverse that trend. So, Joe, tell us a little bit about how the token's doing right now.
Yeah, token's doing great. We're seeing a good, solid upward trend. Ricky Green, also sponsored by Firefly Token. Save the Firefly, that's right. Big aspirations from this token, and a lot of hard work and development from the team. Kenny Wilson and the whole development staff are working hard to make this one of the best tokens in the world. We have a lot of new holders. Allie, we're getting close to that 700 mark. When we get to 1,000, it's really going to take off. So we've been telling people for months now, because we're 2 months into the show and Firefly's been with us since episode 2, that they need to get involved and buy in. Throw $100 at it and see if it sticks if you got it. If you got $25 extra, if you got $10 extra, spend it. Who knows what may happen from there. We really believe in this token, and we're definitely seeing a lot of growth out of it on the upward trend tonight. So get involved, hit it before we hit the CMC website. When we get 1,000 holders, could definitely change your life, be life-changing money for you down the road.
For sure. And if you invest now, it's cheap right now, but when it gets up to a certain number, it's going to be more expensive to invest. So definitely donate and invest to save the fireflies, but as well, make yourself some money, invest to make money in the long term. But, that is also going to be awesome in the future when it gets up to a certain amount of numbers. But, what's going to be awesome, Joe? Racetrack Connection, a social media for racing that's going to be launching here soon.
Yeah, really excited about that. I've actually just got a message from Sherman tonight before we came on live, and he said that the app's in review in the Apple Store, but it goes to the Google Play Store and should be released to both stores within 24 hours. So Racetrack Connection is here. Spent the weekend with us at Sherman did at the Outside Groove trade show, and I know he's really excited and thrilled about this app. So I hope racers will take full advantage of it, promote themselves, market themselves. Definitely a piece that we'll talk about on our special show we're doing tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of social media, tomorrow night, we're going to go ahead and mention this, but tomorrow night we're having a social media class at 7.
Yes, 7 o'clock.
At 7 o'clock p.m. Everybody's welcome to join. It's free of cost, no cost to you to join. We have about 25 slots left open. We're going to be having this on Skype. But me and Joe, as well as some other special guests, are going to be talking about how you can use social media and marketing to promote your business because, yes, your race team, as well as you as their driver or any kind of business you have, social media can help you out.
That's right. Allie, I'm a big firm believer in it. It's part of the reason that I brought you on in such a high role. Of course, you're a race director for 2022, or race director in training, I should say. I've got Facebook down, but you've got a lot of these other apps that came out, a little bit younger than I am. And you've got a good grasp on things like TikTok and these other apps that can be used.
Mm-hmm. Well, and talking about how you talked with Sherman and Sherman hung out at our booth for the Outside Groove show. I was not there, but Joe, I know you're going to talk about this later in the show. We're going to have a whole segment about your experience this weekend, but tell us a little bit about how the show went this season. This weekend.
Really great. I don't want to talk too much in detail right now, but we did bring on Shane Bailey Racing, another one from up down in Austin's area. He'll be coming up here with us in just a minute. Shane Bailey Racing from there in Eastern Kentucky will be doing $100 off a transmission rebuild for the Hard Luck award of each and every race in the 2022 season. So really excited to have SBR on board with us. Had a good time with Shane and them this weekend. They tried to sneak out the way that a way other than how John Ackley told them to, and I told on them. So we had a real good time to end the show and just laughed, and was a really good time. So that really, really excited about that. Got a couple comments that came in here before we head into this official first segment. A lot of people talking about these off the dirt hats. So Randy really likes them. Robert Darby, our super fan, likes them. So we might have to make sure we have one with us on hand for first race or two when Robert's there, so he can get one. So Randy, we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Be ratting about. This was a good time. I hadn't told Allie about that yet.
And Mama is here for tonight's episode. My grandmother is here watching. Just like normally, my family's always watching. But, speaking of a new sponsor this weekend, we are joined tonight with one of the American All-Star sponsors, Austin Caudill with AC Custom Graphics.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Hey, Austin, it's good to have you tonight. We're really excited about our new partnership for the 2022 season and looking forward to it.
Yes, sir, I am too.
So first, we're happy that you're here with us. We just wanted to have you on tonight to talk a little bit about AC Custom Graphics. So first, just tell us a little bit about what you guys do and what the business is.
Basically, I do about any dirt wrap. I've had a few interest in asphalt stuff, but I've actually not printed any asphalt stuff yet, so mainly dirt, late models, and modifieds, and messed around with a little bit of t-shirt design.
That's great. Austin, I love your. Is that one of your shirts that did you do this design? Okay, awesome. So we got one of your shirts there designed in front of us. That's awesome to see. What got you into the graphics business? How did you get going with AC Customs Graphics?
Well, as you all know, I raced in your iRace, an event not too long ago. Didn't do great, but I actually got started doing iRacing designs about 2 years ago. Just kept playing with it, trying to get better, make more lifelike looking designs. Took some online classes, and some of the great people around the business of graphics I've got to learn from, and decided it's time to go big boy racing.
That's not a bad way to get it started.
That's right.
So, how did you get into doing, I guess you kind of answered this, but how did you get into doing, I guess, real life graphic work, not just iRacing?
Well, it's kind of a spur of the moment thing. I just decided one day that I want to do real cars. And so I started looking into some of the equipment, cutters, softwares. Once again, those online classes on how to set up print files, how to vectorize artwork, so when you do scale it up for a real size car, it doesn't mess it up. So more or less YouTube and Google until I figured it out.
YouTube's a great tool, that's for sure. Learned to do several things over the years using YouTube's how-to videos. So I know you mentioned you do dirt racing. You've played around a little bit with asphalt racing. Do you do anything else besides racing wraps?
I've had a little interest in maybe some business signs, but nothing other than racing, really.
Do you plan with your, I know you said you're playing with t-shirt design right now. Are you printing the shirts in-house, or do those go outsourced right now?
This one I have on was a direct to garment print that I got online. The Speedway car cams, I don't know if you all follow them. They just bought screen print equipment, and I have been working with them a little bit on some designs about getting mass produced, if anybody was interested.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully that'll work out. But like personally, I know you said that you ran in the iRace with us. But what got you into racing, like for yourself?
Ever since I was as little to remember, I've been at the racetrack with my dad and my cousins. So I've been racing my whole life.
Is MMP your home track, or what are some tracks that you enjoy to go to? And
Austin, about 10 to 15 minutes from where I grew up. I would call that my hometown, home track. But 201 Speedway that doesn't run anymore. I've been there a lot, and a lot of other tracks in Eastern Kentucky that some of them aren't running anymore. Right.
I know Eastern Kentucky used to have a track. It seemed like every five feet there. You heard about tracks in Eastern Kentucky. It's definitely sad to see that some tracks are gone, but other tracks right now are thriving, and that's awesome. With MMP, Willard, both doing great there in your neck of the woods. So when did you first hear about the American All-Star Series, and what got you interested in getting involved with us?
I actually went to the first race you all had at Isom. Until then, I hadn't really experienced crate racing, and well, it was one heck of a show, and I was instantly a fan then. And I actually haven't missed a big event at Isom since you all have been running there.
That's awesome. Crate racing, I guess, in other parts of the world has been pretty prevalent, but in Eastern Kentucky, until we came in there with Isom and Willard now, crate racing hasn't really been that big of a thing.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think I'd ever seen a crate motor, even in a car, until you all started coming around.
And it's pretty cool. Last week, we gave out some American All-Star superlatives, and my fan base superlative that I gave out was Mountain Motorsports Park. So it's cool that you were a fan at Mountain Motor and then became a fan of the American All-Star Series. But for 2022, do you have any big plans with your business, with racing? Any plans at all?
2022, I'm just wanting to get a good base started. I have a few drivers that may be at some big events that I'm trying to help them out with. Maybe some Bristol Dirt Nationals, or maybe the Gateway next at the end of the year. But I really just want this year to get rolling real good, so maybe next year we can do some big things.
We're hoping so too. We hope to send you some new business with racers. I hope you can come to some of our events. I know you go to the Isom races already, but hope you can come to some of those that we go to in East Tennessee or North Georgia or Virginia as well. A lot of great competitors that we encounter, and hope we can introduce you to some new folks.
Oh, I plan on trying to go to a few more than just Isom.
That's great.
Well, we are super excited that you're going to be partnering with the American All-Star Series as well, supporting the American All-Star Series this season. But we just want to thank you for coming and telling us a little bit about AC Custom Graphics.
All righty. Thank you all for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming on. Looking forward to seeing the nose decals you're designing for us. Can't wait to get those shared, and I know our sponsors are going to love them.
Yes, sir. It'll be nice.
Thank you, Austin. We appreciate you joining us tonight.
All right, so that was one of our partners to the American All-Star Series, Austin Caudill with AC Custom Graphics. But none of the American All-Star Series would be possible without our title sponsor, PPM Racing Products. So here's a quick word from them.
When you start with the strongest American steel, a apply the smartest techniques. Let artesian quality craftsmen do the work. What you end up with is just built better than anything else you can get.
Welcome back to Off the Dirt with Allie and Joe, presented by M&M Septic Services, a production of the American All-Star Series. We just met with one of our partners for 2022 of the American All-Star Series, Austin Caudill with AC Custom Graphics. But now we're going to move into our segment 2 of our show. But first, we want to talk about the new app that's going to be launching in 24 hours, as you said. Right,
Yeah, they said it should be around 24 hours. Just got a message from Sherman a little bit ago. I haven't responded to him because we were going live just as he was sending it. But looking forward to the app. Looks like we're 24 hours from release. I know he was asking. He's working on getting track schedules in. He was working on Sugar Creek, putting their schedule down. I know he was asking if Red Clay and us were there on the same night. So he's working hard to get the schedules ready and everything be ready for launch.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be the social media for racing, all kinds of racing. From slot car racing to dirt racing to asphalt to RC cars, everything you could think about in racing. But it's really going to be the social media. And speaking of social media, tomorrow night we're having a social media class at 7 o'clock p.m. And me and Joe are going to be hosting it on Skype. And we have 25 slots left open. So if you want to join, it's free of cost, no cost to you. And learn a little bit about how social media and marketing can help your business/racing team.
Yeah, really excited about this. It's something we're doing for free, Allie. We love the sport, and we want to see the sport grow, and we think that it takes all of us working together. And, I don't care if you race with us or another crate series. We want to help you out because we know that the sport flourishes and does better when we're all working together, and we're all doing things to positively promote ourselves and racing in general.
Yes, it's going to be awesome, and we have a few special guests. So William Blankenship will be joining us, talking about how he uses social media to help his race team out. But Joe, you had a big weekend this weekend at the Outside Groove trade show in Knoxville, Tennessee, and a lot of people got a little insight to our big schedule change coming soon.
Yeah, those TBAs are about to drop off officially, but they're not posted online yet. The only way you can see those TBAs anywhere is if you were at the show this weekend and picked up one of our schedule cards. Really excited about this schedule announcement, working hard. One thing that happened this weekend, though, I had Randy Kinder there with me, and he told me that we couldn't do any more trade shows unless you were there, too.
I'm pretty awesome.
So, well, glad you think so highly of yourself, Ellie. But
I'm just joking. I was going to ask you, what was it like without me?
You didn't see the social media, TikTok posts, those kind of things. While you weren't there, I did get the initial post made on Facebook because, as I said earlier, that's where I'm pretty good at.
You got to keep them coming. You got to get the people. Literally, this is one thing I'm going to talk about in the social media class is you can't be afraid to let people in on behind the scenes of what you're doing in your life or at the racetrack or at the trade shows. You have to let people in on what's going on behind the scenes. And obviously, Joseph did not do that.
I got made fun of all weekend because apparently wallet-sized schedule cards are hard to read. As you can see, Ricky Green.
Ricky, we can't make everybody happy.
That's right. Can't make everybody happy, Ricky Green.
It's the tiny microphone and the tiny wallet schedule.
That's right. It matches the microphone. So, I think you managed to read it and know what those TBAs are that are on the schedule. But, we're getting really close to announcing those TBAs, and I'm glad we were ready to rock and roll and make that announcement and really do some big changes in our racing lives.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to announce that officially online, maybe through the show, maybe through Facebook later, but it's certainly coming soon. It
will be in a special edition of the show. It'll be on the pages. It'll just it won't be on our Monday night unless it just happens to fall that way. It'll be a special edition show. Yeah. So, it looks
We
like
got a
we're
lot
having
of
some.
comments.
We're talking about the schedule.
It's always Joe's fault for sure.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle Ricky racing with us this year, Allie. Josh was there. Had a fun time. He forgot his hand soap. What'd you do with it? Or did you not ever take it?
Why did you need soap?
Sherman says all schedules will be easy to read on Racetrack Connection.
Yeah.
So, that's there.
It's a good plug, Sherman.
Tara says it's that's real good, Sherman. Tara says that it's a series rule to always blame Joe. Josh never took his. So, Josh, I've got more coming because I gave it all away because I thought you took yours.
Like the Race Clean soap?
Yeah.
Oh, the Dreamsicle soap.
No, well, we had this wasn't the dry. This was the other, and it smells good, but it doesn't smell like Dreamsicles.
Oh, dang.
He's got a red clay hoodie now, finally, after 2 years of Trevor carrying it around for him.
Well, Joe, speaking of the trade show, we're going to really dedicate this segment of the show to talking about Joe's weekend without Allie with the American All-Star Series. So, Joe, you got new sponsors, made some new connections this weekend too, right?
Yeah, like I said earlier, Shane Bailey Racing going to do the Hard Luck Award all season long, $100 off a transmission rebuild. And he's in Eastern Kentucky, but he said, I'll meet these guys. I'll help them out, do right by them. So we definitely want to give Shane a big plug and a big thank you for getting on board with us. He kind of took over. He's a sports dealer now, kind of took over what Jackie Boggs had done before he passed away. So he was close with Jackie and glad to see him continuing that legacy. But I think that what Shane's doing is going to be great and really excited he's doing that transmission rebuild deal. So, it helps guys out. And that's what we're all about, is having more and more contingency sponsors that help our racers out. So really excited to have Shane Bailey on board with us. Again, Hyperco's back on board this year as a official hard charger sponsor. He is, Justin Cockerham, I want to give just a great guy. I really enjoy Justin when we get to be around him and get to be at the series events. So really thrilled for that to have them back on board. And they're actually going to give a little bit more toward the points fund this year too, on top of what they do for the hard charger sponsorship. So really awesome to have Hyperco back again this year. Had a real good chat. Probably talked to Matt Barrett and American Racer more than I talked to anybody this weekend. Spent a lot of time in his booth. So excited to have, of course, American Racer back with us as another great partner for the series and doing some great things over there at American Racer for sure. So a lot of great chats, a lot of great talks, and saw several of our racers as well. Saw Trevor and Zach Seiss. We had Rusty Webb there, car owner. AJ Hicks, of course, was in our booth, so he couldn't get away from us. Saw Jesse Lowe, had a good chat with Jesse Lowe. There was one of the guys that raced with us from the Carolinas. I can't remember what his name is, but, he was there with us as well. Drives that number 18 car. So, had a great time all weekend long, getting to hang out and goof off with our racers. You don't have to be serious on race night, but when we're at these trade shows, we can goof off and have a good time.
Yeah, and it's really, honestly, I like trade shows because you get to know everybody, you get to see faces that you normally don't get to see a lot at the racetrack, and you get to just catch up with people, especially during the off season. But other than seeing, I heard also that there was a lady that came to the booth and asked specifically for Allie and Joe.
Yeah, that's right. Jesse dealt with her. I don't know exactly the whole story on that, but she may have just saw the shirt and wondered who we were. But, I'm going to say that she's been watching the podcast and enjoys the podcast. So that's what we're going to go with. That's right. We have a fan.
We have a fan.
So Sherman had a good time. He hooked us up with some Racetrack Connection swag. Did forget, he messaged me and said he forgot to give me the hats. So we're going to have some hats to give away during our race season. But he gave us some great swag for the events. He gave us some shirts, Allie, and I think AJ Hicks even put a couple decals on his side, the side spoilers, the side of his spoilers. Sweet. So really cool. He's got a really cool logo. I really like the logo. So I don't want to forget that Maida and Chris came and helped too, of course. And Chris does. Maida says Chris wants a shout out for his merch sales. So one point, Jesse, Randy, and I all left the table and went to eat and left Chris in charge. So he was over there taking care of business. Chad Wells at the show got enough ink pens for the show to last the next 10 years. I guess I'm going to have to get on board with the ink pen deal, Chad. I don't currently have pens, but somebody brought me one from another crate series to my booth because I didn't have any pens at my booth. So we got to make sure we're on board with the ink pens for next year.
Hey, and those ink pens come in handy at the racetrack. Put those in your trailer. That way you can fill out your W-9s, you can fill out your forms, and you can fill out your checks because that'll come in handy. So maybe, Joe, we really do need to give those out.
That's right. Then our racers can be prepared.
Yeah. Other than that, though, Joe, was the American All-Star booth popular or what?
Well, I think we were in a pretty good spot. We had Shannon Norwood, who was wrapping a car on one side of us the whole weekend for Full Moon Graphics. Might have a good little deal coming with him. We're working on something there. And then behind us was Velocita, and of course, Velocita always goes all out at trade shows and had a huge booth. But right across from us, old John knew where to put the fat kid because he set me right across from the concession stand. So, the concession was right across from us, so I could eat and drink as I pleased. But it was a good location for the booth because people were in line on and off all day long and checking out our booth and watching some of the events from the previous season that we had playing while we were at the show.
Josh Patch said I thought it was cool. That's what my favorite thing about trade shows is it's not just dirt. And you can see a lot of cool racing stuff, especially at the trade shows. I'm sure you got some pizza.
There was no pizza there. Rusty Webb did tell me about the great pizza spot called the Pizza Palace, which was actually the name of my favorite spot growing up. As he was leaving, but unfortunately it was drive-in only, and we weren't all in the same vehicle, so I didn't get to try it, but I know where it is now, Allie. So one of these weekends when we're pulling the trailer, it's got a tight parking lot, but we're going to be going to try the Pizza Palace one weekend.
Okay. Joe was like, I can't pull the trailer in there.
Then we'll have to have Jesse Raines with us when we're doing it. So, we'll have to do it. Your mom agrees that next to concession's the best spot. And Tara says that we got to clear the pen deal with Jesse because she has to keep up with him.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, there's that fella.
Calhoun,
that's the guy. That's the guy. Allie, that's the guy. I couldn't remember his name. Ricky Green. That's the guy that I spoke with this weekend that drives that 18 car. So,
you went to Knoxville and you didn't even think about going to Calhoun's?
No, we stayed in Strawberry Plains, so we actually ate at Aubrey's both nights.
My favorite thing, you need to try this from Aubrey's. You probably won't like it, but it's called the Pizza Rockefeller, and it's like a quesadilla, like a hard shell, kind of it's like an in between a hard shell and a soft shell taco quesadilla thing. And it has spinach dip, but you can't taste the spinach. So don't even give it the nasty face yet. It's spicy spinach dip, and then chicken. And then they put jalapenos and tomatoes on it. It is chef's kiss.
I ate steak on a stick one night.
My sister likes the steak on the stick.
And then Randy was a bad influence and made me get dessert.
Their dessert is so good. What'd you get?
Peanut butter pie.
They have like an Oreo mint cake.
That wasn't an option. Wasn't an option this time. So Ricky says, Ricky was telling people about Calhoun's. So AJ, let me tell you this story. He was telling people about Calhoun's, and he told AJ Hicks, and the whole Willard crew was there. So they disappeared for forever on Saturday. And I'm like, where did AJ and Terry and Aaron and the whole Hicks crew go? And they come back and they're like, well, we tried to go to Calhoun's, but it was an hour and 45-minute wait. So I forget where they said they ended up. They were 4 blocks away, they said, where they ended up eating at. So, funny little story there with that from Ricky telling people about the good places to eat. And
yeah,
they tried, Ricky. They did try.
Well, you had a big weekend this weekend at the Outside Groove Trade Show in Knoxville. But this weekend, you're going back to Tennessee for the opening out of our weekly series at Smoky Mountain Speedway.
All right, so before we get there, I got to tell the full story about what happened about me ratting the boys out. So, John came over to us before the end of the show. Vols won, by the way. Ricky Green had to leave early to go to the Vols show, and they did win. So, go Big Orange. Your mom says we can't go to Knoxville without going to Calhoun, so I might have to do that next time.
Well, my mom hates the Vols, so I don't know why she's talking about Knoxville.
What?
She hates the Vols. Literally hates Tennessee. Tell him, Mom. Tell him.
All right.
Now the trash talk's going to go to her. Now the trash talk's going to go to her.
Allie, you got to be nice to your
ahead.
mother. All right. So John comes over, and this is what made me look for the Hicks crew when they weren't there, when I needed to tell them that when they disappeared for 3 hours. So John comes and tells me, he asked where AJ and them was, and I said, I don't know. And Shane Bailey was there with AJ and the crew. So he said, okay, so you got time slots for when you can load the car up in the trailer. And their time is 6 o'clock. I said, okay. He said, tell them to get their trailer ready for 6 o'clock. So I did as I was, and they had to take it because Velocita was behind us. So their booth was huge and in the way. So they had to take their car down and around the curtain and come back. So I told them, and we was doing as we were pleasing. They knew what the assignment was, Allie. So here we go, and we're getting packed up and we're ready to roll. I was just going to leave them there with the race car till 6 because the show ended at 5. So I was ready to roll right on time. But all of a sudden, they just opened the curtain up behind us. Well, Shannon Norwood's here beside us with his race car, and he's in front of us in line. So John was coming down through there, and I was like, I'm going to get in trouble. He's going to think I didn't tell him. So I went and told on him that they were sneaking their car out through the curtain and trying to jump lines. So, I totally rattled them out. I'm telling the story, AJ. I did. I sold you out. So, that's what happened. We got to talk about AJ a little later in the show too, but I did sell them out. I think Shane Bailey regretted sponsoring the series right away after I sold them out. So
he's a tattletale.
They said they had to win the race, and John told him the race was fixed, that he already knew that where they were finishing, and it was last because they were the last ones to go out.
That's funny.
So Chris says facts. #facts. So there's an Austin Caudill fan. We had Austin earlier in the show. Anthony, if you missed him, go back after we finish the live and you can watch Anthony
on the show. Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse. You can see Austin Caudill.
All right.
See, Mom doesn't like Tennessee.
Yeah.
She's an Alabama fan.
I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah.
I don't even have any other words to say. Let's just move on to the next part of the show.
Well, anyways, you had a big weekend this weekend, and you're going to be back down in Tennessee this next weekend for the weekly series startup. The kickoff of the weekly series for the American All-Star Series is going to start on Saturday on March 5th at Smoky Mountain Speedway. Sorry, I got a notification.
Did you have to read that to know where we were going to be this weekend, even though it's the only weekly race available? All right. So, as we've been talking, the weekly series, it's a minimum of 2,500 win this year. It will grow throughout the season. If you can win both championships, it's at least a minimum of $17,500. I think it'll get up to around $20,000 if you win both championships. This is a double points race. So if you're going to run, you can count 3 touring races with us. So work this out with me, Allie. For a guy like, let's say Ricky Green or AJ Hicks that's planning to tour, and they are watching tonight. We know they're watching. So if they come out to Smoky Mountain and they do double points, this is not a touring race, and they win, that's 100 points right there. They got the lead toward this double championship bonus. They can count 3 touring races that are at weekly tracks, so that gets them to 5. We only take the best 12. And then if they can find other weekly tracks that are running double points races on weeks the tour is off, they can quickly and easily get to that 12 races and be in contention for that bonus if they can win both championships at the end of the year.
It's going to be really awesome. If somebody can actually come out and win both touring and weekly, it's going to be awesome. And that's going to be a lot of money you'll get. But this weekend, you can get a head start on the weekly series by getting double points this weekend at Smoky Mountain Speedway.
And we have 3 touring races at Smoky, including our championship night. Championship touring race is at Smoky. So this gives you a good, this is a good tune-up. 1,500 to win, pretty good money to show up for just a regular weekly show. I mean, I don't know of anybody else that pays 1,500 to win, and nobody else is racing. So come on out, bring that 604, and let's go racing this weekend, guys. I think it's going to be a great show. Should be a great field of cars, and really looking forward to it. I think we'll have some really great competition on the track. But like I said, Smokey's got our 10,000 win on July 9th, Allie. So why not bring the car out and get ready to rock and roll? Make sure you're tuned up for that 10K later in the season.
Yeah, for sure. And, Smokey always brings a good car count and good competition. So if you're going to test, going to see how you're going to do, just get a feel for how the season's going to go for you, and definitely come out because we had a lot of members in our weekly series last year. Yeah, Ricky, show up. That's a sales pitch right there. Just show up.
Just come race, right?
There's a lot of money on the line for that.
That's
You're
right.
miss the first one.
A lot of money on the line. So you don't need to get behind right off the bat. Come out, get you some weekly points, double points. It actually counts as 2 races. It's not 2 double points technically. It counts as 2 races. So you get 250 points, which is 100 points. Great. Well, it goes a long way in kicking off your season, and $1,500 to win. Can't beat that. So for a weekly show. So really looking forward to it. Come out and see us this weekend. We'll be there. Well, I'll be there. You won't be there, but
I'll be in South Carolina.
You'll be playing some softball before you get busy next weekend doing some racing stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited for next weekend though. It's gonna be fun. But before we move on from the weekly
serious real quick. When we do, Dave Collins Jr. is a great racer from here in my area. So we do ask everybody, when you say your prayers, remember him and his family.
Mm-hmm. But before we move on from the weekly series, previous champions of the weekly series was Raymond Nichols, which kind of got shafted because it was the first year that your
and the money's never as good in the first year.
And the money wasn't that great. And then AJ Hicks coming last year for the weekly series.
AJ clicked off 12 wins. Didn't start till like July. Clicked off 12 wins to win the weekly points championship. So pretty impressive. The only time he got beat at Willard was by Eddie Hambrick, who's a local driver from here in southern West Virginia that really liked going up and racing with him. So pretty unstoppable at Willard. But this year he's going to have a little it's going to be a little more to tow because he'll be both touring and trying to run that weekly championship as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, go out this weekend to Smoky Mountain Speedway on March 5th for double points as well as $1,500 to win. Start your weekly series with the American All-Star Series right, but none of our weekly series as well as our American All-Star Series would not be possible without our title sponsor, PPM Racing Products. So here is a quick word from them.
When you start with the strongest American steel, apply the smartest techniques. Let artesian quality craftsmen do the work. What you end up with is just built better than anything else you can get.
Welcome back to Off the Dirt with Allie and Joe, presented by M&M Septic Services, a production of the American All-Star Series. We just talked a little bit about our weekly series kicking off, as well as Joe's experience at the Outside Group Trade Show this weekend. But, we have a social media class tomorrow, but there's a social media app coming for racers and fans, hopefully this week. It's going to be launching this week. So, Joe, how awesome is this app going to be?
Yeah, really excited about this app. I think it'll be a great deal for racers and fans. We need people, I mean, that's kind of the reason we're having a social media class. Don't be too lazy to go set up your profile and use it, racers. It's there. Take advantage of any and every avenue you can. Should be launched in 24 hours. We'll be sharing the heck out of it on the Off the Dirt page once it's officially launched on both the app stores. And be ready to rock and roll. Get your profile set up. Get some pictures on there. Tell people who you are. You can ask for sponsors. You can build a resume. Lots of great marketing opportunities for you on there. So before we even get started with our class tomorrow night, and we'll probably talk about this as long as it's live by tomorrow night when we get on here, get your profile set up and get ready to roll.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be awesome for drivers, but also it's going to be awesome for your fans. And a way to gain new fans is when you have local fans that come to their tracks that are loyal to their home tracks, and you're there from out of state or out of the region, and you're coming in and they don't know who you are. They can look up exactly who's running on the track, and it's going to be pretty awesome for a fan, especially to know who's on the track running that night.
Yeah, like Chris says, it's a great opportunity for everyone. And you know what's great about the American All-Star Series, Allie?
What's that?
We have somebody that handles PR, so if our drivers aren't signed up, she can go make them do it.
I hope her name isn't Allie.
It is, unless she quit.
Well, I'll try my best, but that surely is going to be launching here soon. So pay attention to Racetrack Connection. I cannot talk tonight, but anyways, we pretty much designated our segment 3 to our schedule talks. We pick a few races that are coming up. We're going consecutively through our schedule, so we're in August now, but we're going to mention that our TBAs are officially gone, but we can't announce where yet.
If you were at the trade show, you know where they're at. And some big money on the line for one of them. There's actually 4 TBAs because one TBA that's not on the schedule is the non-points race weekly championship, which is on the schedule that we released it's a points race for the weekly drivers. It's a non-points race for the touring racers, but it is on the schedule for actually we added 4 dates on the calendar, and the only way anybody's ever seen it, you don't even know what they are, Allie.
I know what they are.
The only way that you know what they are is if you were in attendance at John Ackley's Outside Groove Racing Show this past weekend.
Or if you're Allie.
Oh.
Or if you're Allie, then you know.
Or a few other people. Or a few other people involved.
And Jesse.
But Jesse Rush was at the trade show though, so she should know anyways.
That's true.
But Jesse Raines, the Rain Man, which we haven't mentioned yet tonight, does know what it is.
Anyways,
so does Tara.
Tara knows. Well, Tara's been kind of helping us out a little.
Tara has to know.
Well, anyways, like I said, we dedicate this section to a little bit about our schedule. So now we're in August, and we're on to August 12th. The Hayjack Construction 40 at Crossville Speedway for $2,500 to win. Randy knows. He was at the trade show.
Yeah, he was. He worked our booth at the trade show, as a matter of fact. All right. So those are exciting. I'm excited. I can't wait. I want to do it right now, but somebody won't let me do it right now, Allie. So here we are, just hanging out here. So, all right. So Hayjack Construction 40, Allie.
Yes. $2,500 to win at Crossville Speedway.
Crossville, tight bull ring, high banked, exciting racing. Sometimes there's some thrills and spills at Crossville. It's tight, hardcore, fast, small track racing.
Mm-hmm. They were a winner of a few of our superlatives last week, but it's an awesome track, and we have some great racing going on there. I don't really know. A lot of people have probably watched this show that me and you say that we put on good races at every track, but we just put on good races,
We do, and we don't go to a bad track. There's some tracks out there in some areas that are single file line up and race, but the tracks we go to aren't single file line up and race tracks. They're side by side, elbows up, throw slide jobs kind of racing, and that's just the tracks we go to, and the tire rule we have in place makes it even better.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was previously won in 2020 by Randy Weaver, which pretty much dominated the 2020 season. And then 2019 was Jesse Lowe. You mentioned him. You saw him at the trade show. And then 2021 was won by the Rain. Not the Rain Man, but the Rain.
That's right, not the Rain Man. One of the very few races that the Rain won in the 2021 season. Too many twos. It has been a long day. It's been a long weekend, and I'm lacking rest from last night, so I apologize if this show has been terrible. You can tell us about it in the blooper section how bad we've done tonight. But that was the Hayjack Construction 40. It was one of the few races that we lost in 2021. Robert Darby says he's ready to come. That's probably the farthest track for them. They're from Salem, Virginia. I feel like maybe Lake Cumberland and Ponderosa, maybe a little further, depending on the way the route works. But Crossville's probably a pretty good trek for them from Eastern Virginia. So really excited to have you guys come with us to Crossville this year. Robert, looking forward to seeing you there. But, Hayjack, I want to give a shout out to Hayjack Construction. They have one of the booths rented every year at Crossville Speedway. We talked about they have VIP booths. Well, one of those booths is the Hayjack booth. He generally always feeds us when we're at the track. They have a whole spread of food over there, and they always invite us to come out. And they've been a part of the series. They sponsored us the first year we were there, sponsored our race. So I really like that the relationship we built with him. And even when it's not the Hayjack race, he'll come over and say, "Can I give $50 to the winner of the heat races tonight?" And he'll sponsor $50 to the winners of the heat races. So Hayjack Construction, definitely a great partner to Crossville Speedway that gives back to the series when we come to town as well. So huge shout out to those guys. If they're watching tonight, we definitely appreciate you. So 4.5 hours for the Garbies to come with us to Crossville Speedway. Allie, I love having people like Robert on here commenting because we see that there's the fan base for the series is growing and people are wanting to travel. We talked about all our races are great. Well, I think this says a lot about it. It shows the quality of racing we have.
Mm-hmm. We have a huge line of competition from the first car to the middle of the pack to the hard luck drivers. It's just awesome to see how much competition goes from 1 to 24 in the feature, and then sometimes 1 to 35 when we have a lot of cars. But Crossville's going to be great, but then August 13th, we're back at I-75 Raceway for $3,000 to win. This is going to be another awesome race, just as it was in October.
Yeah, it was. I guess we could call this the October race. I guess the April race, we'll say the April races are new events for the series because the I-75, since they've reconfigured it, it's just an awesome racetrack. The Littletons do a great job there. They've been really good to me, been very nice. Anything I need, they're willing to do it. So huge shout out to Shannon and the whole Littleton family for doing a great job. We brag on all these track owners because they're all really great track owners. We work with great tracks and track owners, Allie. It's just awesome to be blessed with such great track owners. I've talked to some track owners that aren't great. And we don't go to those tracks. So, but the Littletons at I-75 are some of the best people that I've ever dealt with at a racetrack, just like everybody else we deal with. But they've done big things at I-75, going to do big things this year, our doubleheader, biggest opening weekend ever for the series. Before we head back in August, and Shannon said this race could end up paying more than $3,000 to win. He just wants to kind of see how the opener goes, and I think if all goes well, we'll see this payout go up.
Well, if it goes like it did in October, when Eli beats the youngin of the series, beat one of the best crate drivers in the business, Corey Hedgecock, that was an awesome race, and it was awesome to see Eli pull that out for himself. Yeah,
great race that night. The Hedgecocks are working on something special for the opener at I-75 too, so that's another thing that just keep watching for our friends from Eagle to post about. Really excited about that. Haven't announced it officially, so gonna wait on them and let them do it because it's their special deal they're putting together, and we're looking forward to that. So, in October you mentioned Eli won. we ran a race there in August when the Caudill still had the track before they have it now. And when we were there that year in 2020, the dominator of the 2020 season, Randy Weaver, picked up the win. So he actually won at Crossville for the Hayjack. It actually worked out. It was the same weekend. It was Crossville and I-75, and he won both nights. So, 2020, Weaver was just on fire when he ran with the series.
Yeah, and it's awesome for him. It's awesome for all the drivers that get a lot of wins on the series. But this 2022 season, the tracks we have, the drivers that we have that are going to be coming with us, the tour in general, it's just going to be awesome. It's going to be an awesome season for 2022.
Yeah, we've really spread our roots. The first season we had most of the competitors in the series were East Tennessee, the touring members. And now we've got touring members that are planning to race with us from the Carolinas. We've got ones that are coming from Kentucky this year. We've got some members that are coming, well, expect some from Tennessee, of course, the Sices we expect to be back to. And then probably a few from Virginia as well. So if all these guys can stick it out and race with us all season like they want to, and one from West Virginia, Robert Roberts. So, if all these guys that want to run the full season, if even just half of them are able to run the full season like they want to, I think we're going to see the tightest and closest point battle we've ever seen in series history.
Yeah, so certainly follow along with the series this year. We're just a few weeks away from the kickoff, but the weekly series kicks off this weekend at Smoky Mountain. But the American All-Star Series would not be able to hold any cattle race without all of our sponsors. So here's a quick list of the 2022 sponsors for the American All-Star Series. Welcome back to Off the Dirt with Allie and Joe, presented by M&M Septic Services. This is a production of the American All-Star Series. We have had our guests tonight. We've talked about our Joe's big weekend at the Outside Group trade show in Knoxville, as well as our schedule. But now we are into one of our favorite segments of the show, the blooper segment. So I always start this out, Joe. How much did we mess up tonight?
Well, Allie, other than you not being able to talk, I think we got the logos down pretty good. We got the ticker right. I did a good job getting the videos up. At the beginning, so for those watching, I'll explain this, Allie, so I'm not just talking like I'm a crazy person. But at the beginning, we have to go to our personal Facebook pages and make it public, or it post the video as a private video and nobody can see it. So I went into the beginning there, Allie, and I was putting it on public, and I almost forgot to put us in. But I got us in on the countdown video. There were about 2 seconds left. I got us up and ready to rock and roll.
See, I was like, I was doing the public thing during the first, you responding to me saying, "How are you?" So I almost forgot that part. And then your wife, Jessie Rush, texted me during the show and told me that she could hear me swallowing on the live stream because I was drinking my water. So that's embarrassing, but that's a blooper, so I'll talk about it. But
She
yeah,
could hear what?
I'm sorry.
You froze up. Your good Emery and Henry internet froze you up. She could hear what?
She could hear me swallowing my water.
Oh.
Yeah.
Your headphone,
I have to sneeze.
Your earpods are AirPods are, bless you, by the way, but your AirPods do a great job.
Yeah, so if you heard me swallowing, I'm so sorry. That's disgusting. But my voice is kind of gone right now, as well as I have a little bit of a cough. So yeah, sorry.
Well, Allie,
other than that, I don't think we messed up that much.
I think it was a pretty smooth show. It was great having Austin on. He seemed like he's really pumped up for the season, planning to hit several of our races. Got several people planning to hit our races. All right, folks, where you at tonight? You're a quiet crowd tonight. Where you at? We want to hear what you got to say to us. Give us a hard time. Talk to us about the trade show. See you're still here with us. So, this is our favorite segment. But if you all aren't communicating with us, we're going to end it short tonight.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, while we're waiting on comments, we had AJ Hicks at the Outside Groove Trade Show, but he will be with us next week, on Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be in Florida, so I'll be somewhere different than I normally am. You won't hear the train. The train has not come by tonight, but I'll be in somewhere different.
I hope the hotel internet works. I hope we're able to get our normal practice in. We got several good comments coming in here.
Yeah, Tara, I love Tara.
All right, I'll get back to Tara. Hayden, I missed you, buddy. I'm looking forward to having you run the full season. I talked to Randy on Saturday. I talked to Rusty on Saturday, but I didn't see you. So, Hayden, I'm really pumped to have you on the tour this season. We got a great rookie crop, and we haven't really talked about the rookie crop of drivers, but we got the way that our rookie works is, so we explain it, is people that have never run for a crate touring series or higher. So, if they run a super series or a 410 sprint car series or something like that tour, they can run for our points or our rookie of the year. So we've got Hayden Cardwell is going to be running with us on the tour for Warrior Race Car Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, the tour.
As well as Ricky Green and AJ Hicks. So that's a tough rookie crop of drivers heading into the 2022 season, Allie.
It's going to be awesome, and it's going to be a really good competition.
Yes, it will.
Tara wants to know if you're growing an Amish beard.
I think I should try that. I think I should be by April 1st and 2nd. If I let the beard grow, keep the stash short, the soul patch short, I think it'll be a good Amish beard to start the season off. Allie, it'll match, well, later in the season with your outfit, you might be wearing a bonnet. So, we'll be ready to rock and roll.
I'm not wearing a bonnet, and nor am I wearing a skirt.
Something we can't really talk more about right now, Allie.
I'm not. Chris wants to know if Randy got his phone upgrade yet.
No, I got to spend the day with Randy.
I'm telling him now that I just told him before he started the podcast that he needed a new phone.
All right,
possibly a new provider.
If you're watching our podcast tonight, Randy Kinder is a big friend of the series, big fan, loves the series, helps us out all that he can, supports the series. If you're watching the show tonight and you have Randy Kinder on your friends list, please take a minute out of your day, go to his Facebook Messenger and tell him to upgrade his phone. So Randy, like I said, is a great friend of the series. We love him, but we like to be able to talk to him. And when we call, we can't get a hold of him.
He's not getting it. So
yeah. Sometimes it even tells us he's not accepting calls at that time. So
even T-Mobile said some of his calls would be literally redirected. So I think he just needs a new provider as well as a new phone.
Jerry, the schedule on the website is complete minus the TBAs. As long as I've got my web designer, I think has got everything updated. I need to check it and make sure But the TBAs, we can talk about it privately, but I can't announce those publicly right now, Jerry. So I know I tell everybody they have to wait until until we make the big announcement. But if you call me, I'll talk to you about it, Jerry. So it was on our schedule that we released this weekend at the Outside Groove Trade Show. It's just not anything that's published yet. So we're waiting on that, and we'll be able to do that soon. So
we'll be able to announce it online. Hopefully here.
Let's come down here
maybe next week.
Before we talk to your grandma. Let's see. Jesse says we got to leave Randy alone
for his future endeavors. He's going to need a new phone.
That's right. Sherman loves Randy. Says he's very humorous.
He is.
So all right. So let's go back up here. Let's go there first.
I will be in Florida because one, it's spring break, as well as my softball team will be traveling down there to play Florida Tech, Embry-Riddle, and we're going to be playing in South Carolina on Saturday against Claflin. So we're going down there to have some fun, spend some spring break down there. And then later in the week, I'll be doing some marketing stuff on Friday and then getting to go to Kendall's test on Saturday at Friendship.
And then you got something Sunday too, racing wise.
And then I have something Sunday too, but I can't say that either.
So
public relations. I can say that it does public relations.
That's right. So
so many secrets.
Sneaky secrets. That's right. So let's see. What else have we got here? So talking about the bonnet, I guess I need a hat to go with my beard, according to Tara.
We're not talking about the bonnet. The bonnet's not existent. We're talking about the Amish beard.
No, I think the bonnet's really where it needs to go. I'm not worried about the hat or the Amish beard.
Tell them that bonnets aren't the thing. Like, no.
With a flower in it.
When have you ever seen anybody wear a bonnet with a flower?
I think it's a great idea.
No, I think it's a terrible idea.
All right, let's see. Sherman enjoyed getting to hang out with the Hicks family, the Willard Speedway crew. He's right. They do live and breathe stock car racing. They have great history at Willard, and they do a great job. I think that last year they did a really good job, and they're having the 3 biggest races they've ever had this year, and they're all involving the American All-Star Series. So that's
Tara
awesome.
Tara says no bonnet. We outnumber you. Proper Amish hat. So you wear the Amish hat, and then everybody else will look normal.
Hey, Allie, when the show starts, you remember that you say, "I'm here with Joe Rush," and then what's that word that you say after it?
The CEO.
There you go.
This has nothing to do with the American All-Star Series. This is something completely different that we can't talk about, and we can't talk about it. So it's not about the American All-Star Series.
CEO of the American All-Star Series.
Yeah, but we're not with that. Has nothing to do.
I pay your bills.
You're not.
So, oh goodness, but
it has nothing to do with the series. It has something to do with something completely other that we can't talk about. So I'm not wearing a bonnet. Yeah, you're right, Tara.
But we don't have a board.
Me and Tara are on the board. Yeah. I'll wear a Stetson. I don't care.
Just no bonnet.
No bonnet. I'll wear a Stetson. That's a cowboy hat.
But no bonnet.
No bonnet. You'll have to buy the Stetson though. Those are expensive. Yeah. The bonnet I can make out of cloth.
You can make it there. That's even better. You can sit down and sew it yourself, Allie.
I'll be a real Amish girl. I bet we can get the rest on our side. Yeah. Everybody, if you disagree with the bonnet idea, then comment and say,
where's the Rain Man when I need him? He's not watching tonight. Because the Rain Man or Michael Commercy, if they were watching, they would be 100% on my side with this.
Jesse Raines would be on your side just because he just likes to have, mess with me. Michael would just be literally analyzing it and saying no.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'll ask Casey Bells this weekend, and then I'll video him saying that you need to be wearing a bonnet,
are you
and
gonna
I will
ask
send it to
him,
you.
or are you gonna tell him to say Allie has to wear a bonnet?
I'll say, Casey Bells, does Allie need to wear a bonnet? And he's going to say yes.
I'm not wearing a bonnet. I'm not.
Oh, Allie.
I will not wear a bonnet, as well as I will not wear a skirt. I don't wear a skirt on regular basis.
So why would you wear it on race day?
Because I was told I had to wear a bonnet and a skirt.
Well, I guess you'll have to take that up with the other. I mean, that's not even got anything to do with me. So I'm not even in that.
The other is here. Tell him no.
Oh yeah, okay.
I've already told him no.
So, oh, that's right.
Yeah, AC Custom Graphics is awesome.
I cannot wait for that. I wonder if they could, I wonder if we could get Austin. Now, hear me out, Allie, to put the American All-Star logo on a bonnet. Wonder if that's something.
Hold on. Dear God, please help this man find his way and to not make me wear a bonnet at the racetrack. In God's name I pray, amen. That's all.
That's all?
That's all. That's my answer.
Oh, goodness. Allie, I hope you know that it's all just a joke.
It better be, because I will quit. If I have to wear one, Nikki has to wear one. If she's a Miss AS, then she has to wear a bonnet, too.
Yeah, so Nikki doesn't have to wear a bonnet. Shit, I've already worked out a deal.
What is different about me?
Because we worked out something on our, different employees have different deals. Well, you're not even really employees, you're contract workers. Different contract workers have different deals, Allie.
I've already gotten my American All-Star shirt, and I will not show up to a racetrack with a bonnet.
You don't have your American All-Star shirt yet. None of us have them.
You already ordered it.
Oh, I did. You're right.
And if you're going to try to play like you didn't, I'd be like, well, am I fired or?
No, I was just going to say that.
Thank you, Nikki. Skirts, dresses are not the ideal thing to wear to a racetrack. And neither is a bonnet. Why? Since when did we go back to 1860?
It would be unique.
No. No.
I'll put all the male staff members in kilts. And all the female staff members in bonnets.
You will not have employees.
Oh, well, that won't work. That won't work.
You will not have employees if you put the male staff in kilts.
Well, okay.
Because the only females you have are me, Jesse, Maida, and Nikki.
What about Tara?
And Tara.
Look, you left Tara out.
Tara would not wear a bonnet. And could you imagine Rick to not put him in a kilt? And Jesse Raines would literally kill you.
That's true.
Literally kill you. If you said, you have to wear a kilt. He'd be like, I'm not coming.
That's true. They'd be done. We'd just have to quit.
We'd be the laughing stock of dirt track racing.
We would be the most unique series in the sport.
Just put our logo upside down or something. That's better than wearing kilts.
Yeah. I could get embroidered pants for everybody with the logo on them, like down the pant leg.
Like Dickies, like work pants?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that, but
that'd
make
be
sure
cool.
you get women's Dickies because I'm not wearing men's.
Okay. I talked to another series this weekend about if he made his staff all wear the same kind of pants, and he does. I thought that was interesting. So just a little piece of information I learned at the trade show.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
So, but yeah, we do have really, on a serious note, we do have really awesome new American All-Star Series official shirts coming in this year with all our great partners, primary partners on it. Of course, Peeping Dragon Photography gets to stay on them. You know, Tara loves being on our shirts. Tara does a lot of free work for us. She does all our schedules and our flyers and all that for us. So Tara's a really great sponsor, really great partner for the series, beyond the photos that she takes on race night.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna be pretty cool. We sent the proof over, and then she sent it back, and then we decided to look at it a little bit more. And so I took my little Apple Pencil and my iPad, and I drew a little T-shirt, and we sent that proof back over. Literally a little drawing on a little notepad on my iPad. I sent it back, and it's gonna look pretty cool.
Wonder what the graphics guys thought when they saw that, Allie.
Did a kindergartner design this?
So on a serious note, tomorrow night we're going to be back with you at 7:00 on Skype. It's been a few years since I've used Skype, but we'll be ready to rock and roll. We've got our list of participants. Allie, you're making a great PowerPoint for it. We will offer some services such as different levels of things. If you want us to proof a sponsorship proposal, there'll be a price for that that you can send to us. If you make one up yourself and you just want it proofed, if you want one made, we'll have a price for that as well. You send us basically your information and where you're going to race and things like that, and we'll just take it and we'll make one for you. So those are some great tools and options we're going to talk about tomorrow night on our social media class. I can't wait to have William Blankenship with us. He's younger than you are, Allie. So, there's about the same difference between you and he as there is between you and I. So he's kind of another generation behind you that that's very young and maybe even has some new and innovative ideas that you don't know about.
Yep. So join us tomorrow night and to find out how you can use social media to promote your business. Because yes, your race team, as well as you being a driver, is a business, and it can help out your sponsors. It can help out your local tracks, as well as your touring tracks and the series. So we can help you, help us, and
help you.
And help you as well.
Help us, help you, help.
Help
you know what we're saying.
Us help you.
That's right. So. And we've shown, Allie, that that you can be successful in the sport and do fun things while, you kind of had to get me out of that doing this show, to go from being serious all the time to this is a place where we can come and kind of kick back and let loose and have fun, but yet people love it. We have a good viewing count. So, we want to teach you how to be professional on social media, but there's also a time that you can have a good time and people will get involved. M&M Septic Services is the title sponsor of this podcast, and all we do is get on here and goof off most of the time.
Yeah. And, one thing about social media is it's completely free.
Yeah.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all of that is free, and it's literally no budget to you and can make you money, especially by using social media and getting your business out there on the social media platforms. But you can join us tomorrow night for the social media class. So message us if you want to join in. But then if you don't want to do the social media class, then join us next week at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday for episode 9 of Off the Dirt with Allie and Joe. We'll be joined with AJ Hicks, our weekly champion for 2021. But Joe, we're kind of losing viewers right now. So what else you got?
Well, Tara said her Facebook started acting up. So we didn't ban you, Tara, if you're still watching. So she was unable to continue the conversation with us. So sorry, Tara, that you lost out there. But really, really just looking forward to the social media class tomorrow night. I think AJ is going to be a hoot to have on. He's one of those drivers that will really cut loose, and I think we can have some fun with. And you'll be hosting next week all the way from the state of Florida.
Yep, I'll be in Florida, but we'll still be on Off the Dirt with Allie and Joe at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with AJ Hicks, our weekly champion for 2021, one of the American All-Star very own, but
Rookie of the Year contender for 2022.
Yes, Rookie of the Year contender.
And we've lost Allie, and I can't end the show until Allie gets back because she has a catchphrase, and that's part of podcast, folks. So as soon as Allie gets back, she'll give her catchphrase, and we can end the show.
I'm really not sure why it does that.
Probably Emory telling you to quit using their internet for non-school stuff.
What if I was on school stuff?
They might be watching you from the offices.
Well, anyways, Joe, you got anything else for the viewers tonight?
I was just telling them I couldn't end the show because you left and you have the catchphrase at the end.
Yeah, but do you have anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, like I said, join us next week at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Off the Dirt with Allie and Joe. But for tonight, that's all we have for you guys. So that's the dirt. We're Off the Dirt with Allie and Joe. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.